So that's the challenge, and you'll tell us in about an hour and a quarter whether we have got to that granularity, or maybe heckle from the audience there if we're still evading things. Now, let's try and find out what the audit is, where we are at the moment, building on what Simon has said. Rachel Kite, let me ask you for 3 minutes on where things are. You're Vice President, Special Envoy for Climate Change for the World Bank, and you've been really pushing this so hard on the price campaign and the price level and where things should be. Tell us where you think you've got to, where things are, and also where the roadblocks are and the obstacles are.
Well, the reason we've been working together with Business Co.
Rachel, thank you. Do please, if you can, give us your view of where carbon pricing should go. We've got about 5 minutes. I'm doing it slowly because of the bandwidth problem in this room. Well, let's move on with Jean-Pierre Clamadieu, Chief Executive of Solvay. You are in the chemical business, but you were also speaking for the French industry, the Chemical Association for the industry as well. 3 minutes on where you think things are on carbon pricing at the moment.
Well, first, it's very interesting to when you've listened to the debate yesterday. There is a strong consensus in this audience that carbon pricing is a priority.
Minister, as I invite you to take the floor, can I just go back to the question from Philippe Peignard, which I've been trying to get an answer to, which helpfully will, I think, help frame your remarks. How to make politicians take the bold decisions that climate change requires and make their voters more conscious about climate change. The floor is yours.
Merci beaucoup. Je vais répondre à votre question en français.
Monsieur le Ministre, merci beaucoup. Now, you're asking about NASCAR, so Cristiano, you're going to give us a quick update on where NASCAR 2 is, and just to underline, it is the non-state actor zone for climate action. Then we will have one of the co-chairs bidding us farewell. Thank you.
Now, my friends, there is one experience in my life that I thoroughly relish, and that is being wrong. And I have been deliciously wrong over the past 2 days and have enjoyed every minute of it. And was I wrong? Here we are, 1,000 CEOs, 25 organizations representing 6 million companies, concluding that you want a successful, ambitious COP21 that takes us to net zero emissions by the second half of the century, that gives us carbon pricing, and the most important thing, that you're not going to wait for policy perfection, that business has understood the economic and financial imperative of the challenge that faces us, and that you are willing to actually move forward on your own. With or without COP21, do not worry, COP21 will be a success. But even if we hadn't planned it, this at this point is irreversible. The transformation is irreversible, so we are now actually, as you say, an uncontrolled optimism because it is irreversible.
That's a great phrase. I have been deliciously wrong, but I suspect, Cristiano, you're speaking for a lot of people who arrived here wondering where it would go. So I think you reflect the view of many people, including myself, having been through many of these conferences, feeling that something is moving here. So may I offer my personal reflection? Let me now offer the co-chair the final word. Jean-Pascal Tricoire has had to leave early, so the floor is yours.
Donc je vais parler en mon nom et en celui de Jean-Pascal qui a dû partir. Nous sommes presque dans les temps.